Welcome back. You're watching DMV Dash a Trader. We talk about this economy while delivering DoorDash orders in the DMV region and observing market activities for ourselves. Oh boy. Do I have some interesting topics for you today? So, before we begin today, let me just say we are out in this Eldersburg, Maryland, the Sykesville area, Carroll County. Because I get asked a couple times, where do you dash? And I just like to dash around. I live out here in the DMV region, but I always look at the maps and see where it's hot for the day. Where the heat map is showing that you can make more money, and I drive out there. So enjoy the scenery and let's talk. So according to reports, the US economy added 253,000 new jobs, which was way better than what was expected, according to them, because they were expecting 180,000 new jobs. For the month of April. And you can imagine everyone is excited about this. As at the time of this recording, the bell is the market bell is just about to go off, and the Dow is already up like 200 points. And they're making this sound like the discovery of fire. But no one was talking about all the jobs that have been lost. And no one is telling us where exactly are these jobs being created. Because just this week, I did a report on it, you had Google employees getting mad that the CEO was getting some higher payments of about over $200 million, while at the same time firing over 11,000 people. I think Morgan Stanley just fired another 3,000 people. Shopify fired about 20% of their workforce. So you're having more firings than job creations. And a lot of times when you pay attention and you read through the details, you find that the so-called job creations are basically people back to businesses that were forced to close down. I don't know about how it is over in your location, but over here, I still dash to restaurants that do not allow in-person dining yet. Right, so imagine such restaurants suddenly say, okay guys, you used to wait over here. We are trying to open up for in-person dining for the summer, for example, right? You would get those workers getting back to work. That's not job creation, guys. So the real job creation is plummeting, and no one is talking about this. In all the news, though, with everyone getting so excited, PacWest, that had lost about 50, the shares had tanked like 50% yesterday, just has a buying spree going on right now. Shares are up by 18.9%. And then Western Alliance has her shares up by like 10%. And I'm like, okay, these are the two new banks to watch out for. And remember what I said, I think that was yesterday or the day before, that what I find these people doing all the time these days is not releasing any information during the week. They just have to wait until it's the weekend. So if not this weekend, maybe by next weekend, you will have those guys tell us, PacWest has filed for bankruptcy. That way they can control the narrative. That way they can control what happens in the markets. That way they can control the possibility of a bank run. These are all the things they're doing. And it's It's insane that they're playing us for fools, right? And then in other news, Apple stocks is through the roof because they reported better than expected earnings for last quarter. And Tim Cook is on record saying he's not considering any layoffs. It's a last resort, and it sounds good. But what no one is telling us, I have it in one of my other videos, what no one is telling us is that Apple seldom hires people these days. What Apple has been doing is it's been allowing for independent contractors. And so if you work as an independent contractor, you are really not hired by Apple. And so once the project is done, all they do is, oh, ta-da, bye-bye, we cut off your contract. And guess what? It doesn't show off like Apple has actually fired anybody. So these guys are getting smart with the kind of things they're doing to affect the data. And that way the real picture of the economy is not obvious to most, right? And we can just keep taking all the BS and all the lies as told by the mainstream media. Oh guys, I'm getting on order. Let me see, where is this? Why don't we go do one of those deliveries and then we continue from there? All right, guys. And we can see a new I like to take you guys out on these deliveries because you can see for yourself what it looks like in the actual stores across different locations, different geographical locations out here, and you can realize that the businesses are not really booming like the mainstream media continues to say. All right, let's just do this delivery. Let me take this before it cuts off. Alrighty, today's pickup is from, drum roll please, Chick-fil-A. If you know anything about Chick-fil-A, then you would have heard that their drive-thrus are legendary for traffic. Does that look like the Chick-fil-A you used to know? Look at the empty spots all over. Well, let's walk inside. Empty. Oh boy, so we're done. I don't want to be the harbinger of bad news, but it's not looking good, guys. I just picked up the order. Our store was way emptier than I imagined it would be. It's not looking good at all. And when you're out here, you're trying to see if you can really see any kind of activity, right? Like something working. The lines are a little shorter. The crowd's a little less. Everything is on a decline, literally. Anyone saying otherwise is just a liar at this point. It's unfortunate. We're actually living through the most depressing time in recent history. All right, guys, done with the delivery now, and I think I have two more stories before we kind of wrap this thing up for today. And one of them is pretty interesting. It's about Zillow. There was an article in a Market Watch. I'll link it in the description if you're interested. It turns out Zillow has a revenue down by 90%. I repeat that, 90% from a year ago. And yet they're trying to spin this as a good thing. How can a company right now report that her revenue for this year is about $469 million. And that last year at the same time, it was 4.6 billion with a B. So her revenue is down by 90%. Do the math. And yet they're trying to say, oh, this is why the stock is going up. Man, guys, real estate is gone. We are waiting for the major crash. But it's all the signs are there. There is nothing anyone can say about the market right now, because no matter how they try to spin it, when you pay attention to the details, you realize that what Zillow is not telling us is, okay, if you were making 4.6 billion last year at the same time, and why then did you reorganize your business if the market was so good? If the real industry right now is really going through the roof and everything is okay, why would a multi-billion-dollar company just feel like, we'll pull out and just feel like taking, just 10% of the revenue from what we did last year, and it's really good? Come on, guys. We are not that stupid. And while that's going on, I would like to end with this story about something from CNBC. Was reported in CNBC that the demand for gold hits its first quarter record since 2000. Demand for gold by central banks. And this is something that's pretty telling. These are the guys that print the money we use, right? Which is really not money. It's just pieces of paper, units of debt. And these are the guys who are going out trying all they can to acquire more gold. In fact, I think the report goes on to say that they acquired 228 tons of gold in just this first quarter alone. It is the highest record since they started keeping the data in 2000. Now, if that is not telling about what's going on right now, I wonder what else would tell you that something is not adding up. And I think this is the time that regular folks should also consider. I mean, I'm not giving financial advice, but I think this is the time regular people should consider trying to own precious metals, no matter how little you can afford them, because there is something going on when you realize that central banks are outdoing themselves, literally are outdoing themselves, and they are trying to show you that even they know that this charade cannot continue forever. So it's just about time the regular people who care about the finances may want to consider what to do and how to take advantage of what's going on right now. I mean, it said that gold hit a record of it's close to hitting a record. It's about $2,000 right now. And I'm not offering any financial advice. It's just time to think about it and try to see what you can do for yourself. And at the same time, with all these bank closures, it may just be time to also consider having multiple bank accounts, because you can say what's the word, you can say it enough that there was a report in March talking about how 200 banks are on the brink of collapse. 200 banks, and yet they tell us everything is okay. All right, guys, thanks for hanging with me. We'll wrap it up here. I hope that you can check out our other videos that we talk about, where we take you out dashing, where you can see these businesses for yourself, and you can tell if the economy is really doing as good as the mainstream media makes it sound. Please take your time to like and subscribe. share the video. It kind of helps the algorithm, and hopefully more people can get to see what we're doing out here. You can check out our other videos. It's out here on the screen right now as we keep talking about what's really happening out in the streets. And see you over there.